Welcome back to my channel. I have made another fantastic textured floral painting for you guys. But this is so easy. It's so easy. And it's so much fun. So I encourage every single one of you to go out there and make this one right now, because you're gonna love it. And when you make them, show me pictures, send them to my email. My email's in the description below. I want to see everything you create. And if you want to post it, you can use my hashtag. And then, of course, I can go see all of y'all's beautiful things and we can create together and everything is wonderful. All right, I hope you guys love this video as much as I loved making it for you. Thank you so much for coming along with me and have a wonderful day. Bye.
So first we are going to start with a circular canvas. We're going to take some white paint from Gaffrey Art Materials, and I'm going to take some neon blue and neon pink left over from my last project, and I'm going to mix this in, and this creates a beautiful lavender shade. And with the white, it just gets a little bit lighter, and I just find it such a beautiful color. And of course, I had a guy mowing the lawn really loud outside my window, but I like the sound of a lawnmower, so I decided to leave the sound in and just, let you guys listen to what my world sounds like. So underneath this circular canvas, I've got a rotating cake stand, and it works wonders for getting a very symmetrical approach or angle when you're recreating the same stroke over and over like I am doing here. And I love the sound of the scratching of the knife against the canvas. This is such a meditative practice for me, so I've done one of these before, but I started in the middle of the canvas, which is why I wanted to make this one starting from the outside and working in. And I really love what I'm doing right here. You can see the petals are kind of cascading off the edge, and I just think that's really fun and really whimsical, and I love adding character to my artworks by just kind of following my whims, my ideas as I go along. I love to be in the flow, and this is a very good example of what happens when I'm in the flow. And I really enjoyed making this so much. I enjoyed editing this. I'm enjoying doing the voiceover. This is just a great video all around, and I hope you guys love it. And I hope that if you're feeling inspired to make a painting like this, you don't let anything hold you back, because this is literally one of the easiest paintings I've ever made, and it makes such a great impact. Like, imagine if you have like a daughter, or maybe you're gonna have a baby or something, or even maybe your own room, and you want to create a couple of these in different colors and hang them on the wall as beautiful, nursery decor, or whatever room this is gonna be. I just think they'll look so beautiful. And of course you could kind of have a fairy vibe, because the big flowers make you feel smaller, and I love kind of having this fantasy magical ideals in my head as I'm creating these and creating my life. When I sew, when I paint, I'm always expanding on this world that exists mostly just in my head, until I create something, and then it comes and it lives out here in the physical world, and it's just really, really fun for me to do that. That's like my favorite thing in the world, is to pull from my inner thoughts and manifest it into reality through using my hands. So it is my absolute dream to do that for the rest of my life, and I just love sharing these with you because it brings me such great pleasure to create these things. And if I can encourage you to also find pleasure in creating, oh my gosh, that would just be the absolute coolest thing ever. So I started with this light color on the outside, and then on the inside I started going with this beautiful magenta. Now it's kind of a paler magenta. I still mixed it a little bit with white, but it really creates a lot of depth. And if you've ever seen zinnias up close in real life, you'll see they kind of have this kind of almost two levels to them, if you kind of think of them like a like one of those cakes that's kind of layered one on top of the other. So sometimes the top rings, they stand out, they're a little more puffy than the bottom rings, and sometimes they have a different color to them as well. So I really, really enjoyed doing this. And then as I got closer to the inside, I started using heavier and heavier strokes so that I could kind of get this feeling that like the petals are just popping off the canvas, and you can see kind of that white shining through, the streakiness and everything. I think that looks so authentic, and I just adore that. So last petal going in, and then we're gonna go in with this beautiful yellow, this bright yellow, and watch me make a big oopsie because I was not gonna do that, but it was luckily a very easy fix. My paint was still wet, so I could just swoop it off the top, and the painting was saved. So then I just went in and I created the circular kind of piping technique, and I just filled in the center. And then I took my palette knife that I'd already been using, but I cleaned it off, and then I basically just smoothed it out so that it was a little more circular and a little more flat. And then once I had it smoothed out just a little bit more over the top, I started creating this kind of divot in between the inside and the outside. So I kind of held my palette knife still as I rotated the cake stand, and I scraped it off, and then I placed it into the center because I wanted to create a lot of dimension in this area. And it worked. It did really well. So then I just mixed a little bit of green, and I've found the perfect way to make a beautiful green that looks more natural is by using yellow, phthalo green, and some black, and of course white. White lightens it enough so that it doesn't dry looking just really, really dark like black or gray on the canvas. So that's something I've had to learn through my mistakes. You want to go really light on the black, and if you're in doubt, just go ahead and start with white as your base, and then it'll be much lighter and much easier to work with. So it still didn't quite have the right sheen I was going for, so I added this really warm cadmium yellow, because when you're in doubt, if your green doesn't quite look green enough for you, go ahead and just add some of this warm cadmium yellow, because it's going to make it look so lively. It's going to give this kind of a spring green look, you know? So this is a tip number 1M, and and I just love using the squeegee method to make sure all my air bubbles are out and just carefully squish it down towards the end of the tip. So I'm going into the center, but not really the dead center, and I pipe 6 little flowers. They're not flowers, they are I don't know if it's the pistil or the stamen, but I'm kind of going for a very, very in-depth and layered center approach. And then if you want to see what I use the extra paint for, you're just gonna have to subscribe to my channel and come back and see me. So I'm just gonna take some random green that I had from another project. I'm gonna add some black, some white, and I'm going to mix a slightly different shade of green, and then I'm going to pipe the stamens around the outside. This is a tip number 13. I love using this tip. It's pretty much the teeny tiny version of the tip number 1M, which you can very, very clearly see. And then it took me kind of a long time to create these, so I just decided to speed it up for you guys because that's easier, and you can basically get the gist of it. You know, it's not difficult. It's just it requires a little bit of time. And I just think that's so pretty. And of course I like to do a spin. And then here's the grand reveal. Look at that gorgeous flower glistening in the sun. Don't you just love those organic streaks in the petals? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to make more of these. I am just so excited. I hope you guys love this video. Please like, please subscribe, and of course you can always post your own artwork with the hashtag Lemon and Sunshine Art Community. And I have an email if you don't want to post your art publicly but you still want to share it with me. I would love to see it, and I will give you all the words of encouragement. And I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining me. Goodbye.